Hello whiskey lovers and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. Today, D.R.K.N.S.S. D.R.K.N.S.S. D.R.K.N.S.S is a bottling by my good friend Bert Bruyneel, who is the owner of Asta Morris, a Belgian independent bottler. And what he bottled here is a single malt that matured on a sherry cask. Now, there is not much more information to be had because the label simply says D.R.K.N.S.S. Sherry cask, single malt Scotch whisky, product of Scotland, 465 bottles. That's it. So all we know is that this is a single malt that matured on a sherry cask. Now, of course, as Bert is my good friend, I talked to him for a little while, and he was willing to divulge just a tiny wee bit more information, saying that this is in fact a Lowland single malt that was matured on a PX sherry cask before it was cut to 46% ABV, which Lowland distillery I am not at liberty to tell you, but you will find a slightly, maybe not so subtle hint in the background. That's all I am at liberty to say at this point. But as you can see, this got a beautiful dark golden color, almost amber in fact. No, this is amber, and that's because of course this is a single malt that matured on a Pedro Jimenez, the king of sherry of casks. All right, cut to 46% ABV. Let's find out if this darkness is interesting on the nose. Now that is a delicious nose. I get some sweet raisins in there, caramel, coffee candy, get some hazelnuts, as well as some big banana in there. And then it's a bit of chocolatey with praline filling, apple fritters, and even churros. This, ladies and gentlemen, is liquid candy on the palate. Now it becomes deliciously sweet on all kinds of everything that has to do with apples. Apples, I kid you not, I get some apple fritters in here, some apple sauce, also some toffee apples, and even simply baked in the pan with a good helping of cinnamon sprinkled on top. And then mid-palate I also get some caramel, again some coffee and some nuts, just like I got on the nose. But this is absolutely delicious and very quaffable indeed at 46% on the finish. That finish is medium long, very sweet indeed. It's liquid candy, like I said before. Now, you may call this a card player's whiskey, or even maybe a Carter's whiskey, but I would like to call this a slobber whiskey. This is the kind of whiskey you will put on the table when you're having a discussion with friends, and at the end of the evening the bottle will be empty, but you will not be upset about this, because at the end of the day this is a single malt, a Lowland single malt at 46%, and it can be bought for only 55 euros. So this is an absolute no-brainer. And I have a tip for you. Serve this with French fries and a beef stew. Just trust me, you will thank me later. And that's all for this Whiskey Rambling. The D.R.K.N.S.S from Asta Morris, a PX sherry cask matured Lowland single malt, of which we cannot divulge the provenance. Absolutely delicious, a complete no-brainer, a slobber whiskey if ever there was one. And that, my friends, is all for this Whiskey Rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you. Bye-bye.